Tell me who you are.
Picard, Steelhead Redd. Been here for a lot of years. Steve and I started this thing a long time ago.
Every road I take always leads me to.
What was the inspiration?
Music. I love performing music. I started when I was a teenager. It's been probably the biggest joy in my life on a regular basis for all these years. And if I wasn't doing this, I don't know, I think I'd probably not be I just would not be a happy person.
Bring me close to you. Day by day.
You started as a drummer, didn't you?
Started as a drummer, and I was a drummer for a lot of years. We had a band called The Great Awakening back when, well, I'm not even going to say when, but it was back in the Chicago days. And so we had a brass section. We had some killer musicians. One of the guys ended up teaching in a music conservatory in Switzerland. Our sax player toured with the Army Jazz Band for 20 years. Our guitar player, who's still a good friend, lifelong friend all these years, actually made me a guitar when I decided to stop working and just do music. And it was just a wonderful experience. We've kept it going. When I got here, I had been out of music for a while, and I've really felt it. And Steve and I met, we started talking, and we just got together and started strumming some, and then we decided we wanted to do more than that, and that's where Steelhead Redd came from. We had a third member in the original band, Ruben Snyder, who is now in Portland. And Ruben's email address was steelheadred.com, or steelheadred. Whatever it was, because he was a stream ecologist. A Steelhead Redd is actually a fish nest, but I really liked the sound of Steelhead Redd, so I stole his email for a band name.
There's been a lot of iterations of Steelhead Redd. You've gone through a lot of, music scene here has provided a lot of...
Yeah, we've had a lot of iterations of Steelhead. You know, when you do this for this long, you go through different iterations because people branch off and do other things. Ruben left, we had a number of people in between. Jessica McAleese was just a phenomenal songwriter and singer. Was in the band for a long time, and she really helped us make Steelhead Redd what it was back in those days. And we kind of chased around a little bit after that. When Jessica moved, she wanted to farm. She went up to Salmon, and she's still farming up there. And when she left, for me, it left a big hole in the band. And so I kept trying to replace Jessica, and then I realized you can't do that. And so we just kept playing and doing different things and having a lot of fun. And then I was at a dinner with some people from Idaho State, and Danielle was at that dinner, and we started talking music, and she says, I just recorded a CD with my daughter, and I said, I'd love to hear it. So she gave me one, and I came home and I listened to it, and I thought, okay, we've got it. So Danny came into the band, and she's been here ever since as well.
I take always leads me to that long cold drink of water.
You want to talk about the rest of the band that you put together recently?
Yeah, and then, with Jay Credible, my good friend Doug I was saying, we needed a string player. He said, have you heard of Jay Credible? I said, no. And he said, well, he's playing with this band called Sons of Bannock, and they're actually playing tonight. Let's go see him. So I went to see him. And I walked up to Jake afterwards, and he said, yeah, you're a Steelhead Redd. And I said, yeah, would you like to be? And he said, yeah, I would. And so we took Jake out at that point, and it's just been, it was one of those things that was meant to be a perfect fit. He writes in the band as well, and his songs are just what we are. And he's just a fun guy to be around. This whole band is just fun. Sarah Lawson came on as a fiddle player probably about 3-4 years ago, and she's got a magical voice and a magical smile, and she's a wonderful fiddle player. So this iteration of the band is really the one that I feel most at home with that I've ever had in a band. And I love these guys. It's been great.
A dream that soon there'll come a day.
Tell me a little bit about your musical influences.
Well, I go way back. The old Texas influences, way back in the day. Those singer-songwriters kind of started the genre that we do. And so a lot of those guys just kind of carved out, that musical style. And so that's where we are. My probably all-time favorite musician person is Bob Dylan. I've always loved Bob Dylan from the early days all the way through everything that he's done. I love what he does. He's a poet, in my opinion. His lyrics don't always make sense, and lyrics don't always have to make sense if you touch them. And so I think that's just an incredible thing to be able to have done for as long as he's done it. Jason Isbell, I think, is the best musician, singer, songwriter of our time in the last decade, and so I love to hear what he does and try to study what he does because I think he's magical as well.
The blue-green sparkle of your eyes. Every road I
Favorite animal, favorite color?
Well, you know what? I guess I would be a green bear. My daughter tells me that I have bear energy, and you can take that in other ways, and it's probably true in all of those ways. And green because of the green. So I'm a Packer shareholder, Packer season ticket holder, and I think Jake likes somebody else, but it doesn't matter because they're not really all that good anyway. So.
desert roads, agave skies, the blue-green sparkle